Have you ever met an Aquarius and felt like, no matter how much time you spent with them, you never really understood them? Maybe they seemed friendly, intelligent, even warm at times, but somehow emotionally distant. Maybe they disappeared for days, only to come back as if nothing happened. Or maybe you are an Aquarius yourself, and you've always felt different, like you were observing life from the outside, rather than fully belonging inside it. If so, you're not alone. Aquarius is one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac, often labeled as cold, detached, rebellious, or strange. But those descriptions barely scratch the surface. Today, we're going to take a deeper look, not at the stereotypes, not at the shallow personality summaries, but at the real Aquarius, who they are beneath the surface, how they think, why they behave the way they do, and what truly drives them at their core. Whether you're trying to understand an Aquarius in your life, or you're an Aquarius seeking clarity about your own nature, this is the truth about Aquarius. The basics, understanding Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac. It is a fixed air sign, which already tells us something important. Air signs live in the realm of thought, ideas, and communication. But fixed signs are steady, stubborn, and deeply committed to their internal framework. This combination makes Aquarius mentally strong, ideologically firm, and surprisingly unmovable once they've formed a belief. Aquarius birthdays fall between January 20th and February 18th. The symbol of Aquarius is the water bearer, a figure who pours water not to nourish themselves, but to nourish humanity. This is a key distinction. Aquarius is not about personal emotion in the traditional sense. It is about knowledge, truth, progress, and collective evolution. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of revolution, awakening, disruption, and innovation. Uranus doesn't care about tradition. It doesn't care about comfort. And it certainly doesn't care about fitting in. It cares about change. This planetary influence explains why Aquarius often feels different from everyone else, and why they were never meant to live an ordinary life. Now that we understand the foundation, let's explore the defining personality traits that shape this complex and fascinating sign. Trait number 1. They seem emotionally detached, but they're deeply aware. One of the most common things people say about Aquarius is that they're emotionally distant. They don't react the way others do. They don't always express their feelings openly. They don't get swept away by emotional drama. To many, this feels cold. But in reality, Aquarius isn't disconnected from emotion. They're observing it from a distance. Aquarius experiences emotions intellectually first. They analyze what they feel before they express it. They need to understand emotion before they allow it to move them. This makes them appear calm and detached, even in situations where others might become overwhelmed. But beneath that calm exterior is a mind that never stops working. Aquarius notices everything. They register subtle shifts in energy, tone, and behavior. They simply choose not to react impulsively. This emotional self-control is both a strength and a challenge. On one hand, it allows Aquarius to remain objective, rational, and fair-minded. On the other hand, it can make others feel shut out, as if the Aquarius is withholding something. The truth is, Aquarius isn't trying to distance themselves. They're trying to make sense of the world without losing themselves in it. Trait number 2. They live inside their own mind. Aquarius spends a significant amount of time in their head. Their inner world is rich, complex, and constantly evolving. Ideas flow freely. Connections form rapidly. Questions lead to more questions. This mental intensity is one of Aquarius's greatest gifts. They see patterns others miss. They think in systems, not fragments. They're naturally drawn to abstract concepts, future possibilities, and unconventional solutions. But this inward focus can make Aquarius seem absent or distracted. They might appear to be listening, while actually exploring an idea sparked by a single word you said 5 minutes ago. They're not ignoring the world. They're processing it on a deeper level. Because Aquarius lives so much in their mind, they can struggle to stay fully present in emotional or mundane situations. Small talk bores them. Repetition drains them. Anything that feels meaningless quickly loses their attention. What they crave is mental stimulation, conversations that challenge them, ideas that expand them, and people who can meet them intellectually. Without that, they retreat inward. Not because they don't care, but because their mind needs space to breathe. Trait number 3. Freedom matters more to them than comfort. If there is one thing Aquarius cannot tolerate, it is feeling controlled. Aquarius values freedom above almost everything else. Freedom of thought, freedom of expression, and freedom of movement. They are not motivated by security in the traditional sense. They would rather live with uncertainty than feel trapped by expectations, routines, or roles that don't align with who they are. This makes Aquarius fundamentally different from many other signs. While others seek stability through structure, Aquarius seeks stability through autonomy. They need to know they can choose their own path, even if that path doesn't make sense to anyone else. This is why Aquarius often resists labels, commitments, and rigid schedules. Not because they fear responsibility, but because they fear losing their independence. When Aquarius feels free, they are generous, loyal, and inspired. When they feel restricted, they withdraw, emotionally and physically. Understanding this is essential when dealing with an Aquarius. They don't need to be held tightly. They need room to move. Trait number 4. They are stubborn about their beliefs. Aquarius may appear flexible, open-minded, and progressive, and in many ways, they are. But once an Aquarius forms a belief based on logic, experience, and internal alignment, they are incredibly difficult to sway. As a fixed sign, Aquarius is mentally steadfast. They don't change their mind easily. They don't follow trends blindly, and they don't abandon their principles for convenience. If Aquarius believes something is right, they will stand by it, even if it costs them relationships, approval, or comfort. This stubbornness often shows up in subtle ways. They may listen patiently to opposing viewpoints, ask thoughtful questions, and appear open to discussion. But internally, they've already decided. Aquarius respects intelligence, not authority. They don't accept ideas just because they're popular or traditional. They need ideas to make sense. This makes them powerful advocates for change, but also difficult to argue with once they've reached a conclusion. They are not easily pressured. They are not easily persuaded, and they will not betray their inner truth to keep the peace. Trait number 5. They care about humanity more than individuals. One of the most confusing things about Aquarius is how deeply they care, and how distant they can still seem at the same time. Aquarius has a humanitarian heart. They care about people as a whole. They think in terms of systems, societies, and collective well-being. They are naturally drawn to causes bigger than themselves. Equality, justice, progress, freedom of thought. These ideas matter deeply to Aquarius. But here's where the misunderstanding happens. Because Aquarius focuses on the big picture, they don't always express care in personal, emotional ways. They might fight passionately for humanity, yet struggle to offer emotional reassurance to one individual. This doesn't mean they lack compassion. It means their compassion is abstract. They care about what is right, not just what feels good in the moment. In relationships, this can be difficult for others to understand. An Aquarius may deeply value you, believe in you, and want a better future for you, but fail to express that through constant emotional validation. Their love is expressed through respect, honesty, and support for your independence. If you want an Aquarius to stay close, don't demand emotional dependency. Give them a shared vision instead. Trait number 6. They are naturally unconventional. Aquarius has never fit neatly into boxes. They question norms instinctively. They challenge traditions without even trying to. They often feel out of place in systems built on conformity. From a young age, many Aquarians sense that they are different. They may dress differently, think differently, live differently. And while this uniqueness is one of their greatest strengths, it can also be a source of isolation. Aquarius doesn't rebel just to rebel. They rebel when something feels outdated, unjust, or illogical. They are future-oriented thinkers, often drawn to innovation, technology, philosophy, and social reform. This makes them visionaries, but it can also make them misunderstood in the present. People may label them strange, detached, or difficult, but Aquarius isn't trying to shock anyone. They're simply being authentic. And authenticity, for Aquarius, is non-negotiable. Trait number 7. They are loyal, but highly selective. Aquarius does not form connections lightly. They may appear friendly and approachable, but true closeness is rare for them. They need to feel mentally understood and respected before they allow someone into their inner circle. Once that trust is established, however, Aquarius is incredibly loyal. They don't abandon people easily. They don't forget those who stood by them, and they don't take betrayal lightly. Their loyalty is quiet and consistent. They may not call every day. They may not express affection dramatically, but when you truly need them, they will show up, often in practical, thoughtful ways. Aquarius values authenticity above all else. They can sense dishonesty quickly, and once trust is broken, it is very difficult to rebuild. If you are real with an Aquarius, they will respect you deeply. If you are fake, manipulative, or controlling, they will detach without hesitation. Trait number 8. They are ahead of their time, and often lonely because of it. Aquarius often feels like they're living in the future, while everyone else is still focused on the present. Their ideas may be too advanced. Their values may challenge existing norms. Their way of thinking may not be immediately understood. As a result, many Aquarians experience a deep sense of loneliness, even when surrounded by people. This loneliness isn't always emotional. It's intellectual. They crave connection with minds that can meet them where they are. When that connection is missing, they may withdraw, isolate, or immerse themselves in their inner world. This is why Aquarius often feels misunderstood. They're not trying to be different. They are different. And until the world catches up, that difference can feel heavy. However, Aquarius is resilient. They learn to stand alone. They learn to trust their vision. And over time, they often find their tribe, even if it takes longer than it does for others. Trait number 9. They need solitude to reset and recharge. Despite their social awareness and humanitarian interests, Aquarius needs a significant amount of alone time. Solitude is not a luxury for them. It's a necessity. Their minds are constantly active, processing ideas, emotions, and external stimuli. Without periods of withdrawal, they become overwhelmed and disconnected from themselves. This is why Aquarius may suddenly go quiet, disappear, pull back. It's not rejection, it's restoration. During these moments, Aquarius reflects, recalibrates, and reconnects with their inner compass. Once they've had that space, they return clearer, calmer, and more present. Understanding this rhythm is key to maintaining a healthy relationship with an Aquarius. They don't need constant contact. They need understanding. Final thoughts. The true nature of Aquarius. Aquarius was never meant to be easily understood. They are here to question, to disrupt, to innovate, and to move humanity forward. They don't follow the crowd. They don't cling to tradition. And they don't live for approval. Their strength lies in their independence. Their wisdom lies in their perspective. And their heart lies in their vision for a better world. If you are an Aquarius, know that your difference is your power. If you love an Aquarius, respect their freedom, honor their mind, and trust their loyalty. Once you do, you'll discover a connection unlike any other. Are you an Aquarius? Or do you have one in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this helped you see Aquarius more clearly, take a moment to support the journey forward.